Good morning, world. It is 45 in the morning. Today will be another very interesting video. Bad news is the fact my step-parents took away the internet cord. So you guys will see this video in the morning. I don't know, in a good 5-6 hours from now, you'll be able to see the video. Around 7 maybe, they'll wake up. 8 o'clock. They might So you guys will see this video after me. After I upload this video, I'm going to watch it on my TV, obviously, and I might read some of the Side4 book and then go to bed. Then I'll wake up, and I might make a video in the evening, or I might make one again tomorrow morning. Yesterday I did not make a video in the evening because I had to work on my book with my younger stepbrother. Obviously, I'm halfway through the book. So I'm almost done. Ivan, how much pages? My book is 540 pages now, and I'm about 250 pages into the editing. So I'm about halfway there. Obviously, hence why I told you I won't be done the book until like next year, next February around there, next February, end of next February, March around there. I'll be done going over the editing of the book, and after that I'm going to have to go over it again. But going over it again won't be as long because now all the sentence structures are all edited. All we have to do is just go over carefully to see if there's no typos. We'll get that done in like 2-3 months. It won't take that long. And once I do that, my book is now edited. It's professional. It's professional, obviously, to be released in book form. All I have to do is just format it again, reformat it, obviously, reformat my book, obviously, and then and get it copyrighted. My book is already copyrighted because I wrote it, obviously, but because my step-parents like, you have to get it officially copyrighted. I'm like, it is already copyrighted. I wrote it. If you write your book, it's automatically copyrighted. Yeah, Ivan, you need to get it like government copyrighted. You know what I'm saying? Like official. They want that stamp because they're trying to delay the process. Obviously, they know my book's already copyrighted, but they want to do whatever they can to delay the process. Obviously. Now, once I get that, so that's why I keep saying is 2024 will be the year I pay the fee, guys. I'm going to cry my heavy tears. Now, once I find out how wicked you are, I'm going to pay this fee. You guys got your mess in my life, in VJ's life, and you killed me to be with my wife. I'm going to cry heavy tears. I wake up 1 minute later. Obviously, I get it over with, and then I release my book for purchase on Lulu. You guys will buy my book, obviously. And then when I make my bills, I'm going to see my wife. We're going to take out to Vancouver, and you're left behind. You're not saved. You guys around the world are not saved. All the people who knew in my life are not going to be saved. They're all going to be left behind, as I'm not hiring C-list people. C-list people are out. My step-parents, step-family are not going to be saved. That's what they did to me. I never want to see them ever again. You see what I'm saying? After what I come from death, I never want to see my step-parents ever again. They're going to beg for forgiveness. I'm like, yeah, you can beg forgiveness all you want. I'm not going to forget what you did to me, man. You caused this fucked up mess in my life, and you all fucked my wife. You did this evil to me for 30 years. You had me fuck my stepmother. All members of my family fuck my wife. You know, you did this evil to me. I'm not going to fucking white. I'm not going to save you. You're not going to be saved. You would have been saved had you let me and VJ be together, obviously. And all the people who knew my life, you guys know who you are. You're not going to be saved. You're going to be left behind. You get what you deserve. You guys are all part of the plot. You knew my family were the fucking gatekeepers. You knew the doors locked me. You knew I had a wife. And none of you guys even bothered to tell me. And all my so-called friends making fun of me, you know what I'm saying? Throughout high school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all my so-called friends treat me like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had good moments with them, obviously, but they weren't my real friends. Yeah, we were your fake friends. Yeah, they're my fake friends. If they were really my good friends, they would have told me the truth about what happened with my wife and my step-parents, my step-family and all that stuff. You know, Ivan, come here, man. I gotta tell you something, man. As a friend, I gotta tell you something, man. Yeah, we don't want to tell Ivan because we don't want him being with his wife. We want to keep him poor. You know, at the same time, we all see hell. We're not going to tell him what about his wife or his family being rich. None of you guys even bothered, man, to even let me know, man. That's why I know you guys are fucking wicked people, man. Yeah, you get what you deserve. All you people who knew in my life, you're going to be left behind. You're not going to be saved. And I'm going to live that billionaire life with VJ forever in this world, and you're left behind. You're not saved. You're not what? You're not going to be saved. I'm going to keep saying that. You're not going to be saved. You know, once I am king, I'm going to shut all these people up for good. All these people who bragged about how rich all these people were, man, I shut them up for good. As their wealth is all fucking chump change for my wealth, man. I I don't mean to be cocky. I don't mean to be an asshole. But my wealth is, their wealth is all chump change to my wealth, man. My so-called good friend who bragged about that rich owner in McEwen's who made a couple $100,000 a year, that guy's wealth is chump change for my wealth, man. As I'm paying the Hollywood actors their fucking millions with my own money. That's how rich I am. I'm so rich, I'm even paying the celebrity actors their money, their fucking salary. And I'm funding the movie project with my own money. That's how rich I am, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how rich I'm gonna be, yeah, man. I'm gonna be rich like Batman. I'm not just gonna have like $5 billion in my bank. No, I'm gonna have like 80 billion in my bank. Plus, after I film Zane's, I'm gonna have like 80 billion in my bank, 70 billion in my bank, man. Yeah, rich like Batman. Fucking loaded. Hence why once all these people in life who knew they see me king now, oh my god, does Ivan you remember me, man? You know, so I remember Ivan when he was a fucking lost bum. He fought the gatekeepers and what? And he won the game, obviously. And now he's a billionaire with his wife and he owns his own big Sky Source fucking company, film studio. He owns this nice property of land like Gran Turismo. Yeah, his own jet, his own yacht, his own $300 million condo. His nice clothes, his nice fucking Ferrari and Bugatti and all that stuff. Yeah, man, I'm fucking loaded, man. As none of these guys can afford those cars. All the average people around the world, they can afford cheaper cars like Jaguars, Hondas. You know what I'm saying? And the ones who are pretty rich can even afford Benzes and Windows, but they can't afford Porsches. Are for the rich, man. You have to be making like $300,000 plus a year to afford a Porsche. To afford a Porsche and that $6,000 window, you gotta be making like your six-figure salary plus. As I told you, if you make $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, $150,000 a year, $100,000 a year, you're rich. You're rich in the average world. You're not a celebrity rich, but you're an upper class person. You're rich. But most people in the world don't make that, man. Most people make on average 60, 70K a year. On average, around there, right? That's why everyone in my life wants to work with me so bad. But I told you, serious people I'm not hiring serious people. Because I don't have time to look at, my team does not have time to look at 200,000 resumes. No. You want to have your company compete with what? Just like in Hollywood, they don't hire C-list fucking, what? They don't hire C-list crewmen. No, they hire crewmen who work in Hollywood. I'm only hiring crewmen who work in Hollywood. I'm only hiring Hollywood actors. I'm not hiring C-list people, obviously. You get what you deserve, man. You didn't allow me to make $50K a year. You're not allowed to work my company. You get what you deserve. Yeah, man. I hope you guys enjoyed my video yesterday where I talked about the duping topic. I talked about how do not rip the actors off. I thought it would be cool to mention that. Do not rip the actors off. If they sign a contract, you pay them what they negotiated for the royalties. For the Zane's actors as well as the Greatest Kid actors on all my other movies. That way they respect you, obviously. And give them their freedom. And if you do that, they'll respect you more. Because, oh, Ivan's clean, man. He's not dirty. Yeah, I'm not dirty. I'm clean. I'm not into dirt. I'm fucking clean. It's not hard to pay someone his free millions. You don't have to be a dirty businessman and abuse your power like that, you know what I'm saying? Ivan, why do people make people pay a price to make money? The reason why people make actors pay a price to make money, there's two reasons. The first reason is they abuse their power. If you're a gatekeeper, it's very easy to abuse your power. If you want this role, you got to do this. You got to blow me. You got to have sex with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate me. You know, the second reason is because, yeah, it's not fair to the rich. Because the rich are gonna make all that money and they can live a good life with that money. It's not fair that they get that free. They have to pay for that. Pay for that good life, that good lavish life. Whereas the average person is barely making it by, or they're making a good living with them. They don't have millions in their bank. Those guys get it free because they're not making a lot of money. That's why it's fair that the rich have to pay a price to make their money. It's just, I don't know where people get the idea in this world where you have to pay a price to make money. It's not hard to be clean. Just pay the guy his $3 million. Don't be dirty, man. Like, why do you have to make someone pay a price to be rich? Because it's not fair, Ivan, that these Hollywood actors are all making their millions and living that lavish life. It's not fair they get that free. They have to pay for that. Whereas us average people, we struggle just to make money, and you know what I'm saying? We struggle just to get by. You know what I'm saying? We're making a pretty good living, but we're not as rich as these actors. Hence why, you know what I'm saying? Hence why the people make the actors pay a price, obviously. Whereas for me, I'm not like that. I don't feel like that. No. Just pay the actors his $3 million. That way he works hard for you, Zara. Pay the actor his $3 million. That way if you do that, the actors are going to really, really respect you, man. Ivan's fucking like a good. He's a good king, man. He's a good businessman. He has a moral code. He never made any of us pay the price. He gave us our freedom, yes, and he paid my millions. At the same time, he honored his what? He honored the deal. He paid me my the amount of money that I negotiated for the royalties. Yes, I did not withhold any money from the actors. I paid them what they negotiated. I'm like, guys, you don't have to worry about me withholding the money from you. It was my idea to give you a piece of the royalties. I'm more than happy to give you a piece of the royalties, but a tiny piece. You're not getting like a big chunk of my money. No, as you're not worth it. Yeah. There's some actors who might get greedy and they might even try and ask for maybe even 2%. Hey, I got 2% of that. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? I'm not going to give you $1 billion, like $2 of my money. You're fucking crazy. You rip me off. You're not worth that. But there's some actors who might get cocky and want like 2%. I'm like, yeah, you're not even worthy to ask for 2%. You're not even worth my royalties. I'm just nice to give you a piece of royalties. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm halfway through my book, my editing process. I'm halfway through my book for my editing process, obviously. And I'll be done probably around I'll let you guys know when I'm done, when I pump up my listening series for this year, as well as the next year when I'll be pumping out my listening series for a good year and a half, guys. So for a year and a half, guys, you're going to get Ivan O'Meara on YouTube with his listening series for a good year and a half. And then once I find out how wicked you are, I'm ending the listening series and I'm done. I'm not making any more videos for you. So my book, my Last Lord of the Rings series, I'm saying this, it'll be one book sold in 3 volumes like Lord of the Rings. You know how Lord of the Rings you have Fellowship of the Ring, you have book 1, book 2? Think something like that. You have one book, The Last Lord of the Rings. So you'll say Last Lord of the Rings, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3 by Ivan O'Meara. Last Lord of the Rings, Ivan O'Meara, obviously. My book will be a red hardcover, and the 3 volumes will be in the one book. So it's 3 books. It's 3 books, obviously, but it's contained in one book. Like Lord of the Rings, you have book 1, book 2, something like that. I showed you the examples in my past videos. You see what I'm saying? So it's one story told in 3 volumes. But I'm not going to sell 3 separate books. It's going to cost you guys more money. To make it cheap for you guys, I'll just sell it in one book, and the 3 volumes are contained in the one book. And I'll sell my print for $100, $9.99. That's a good deal for you guys. And the ones who can't afford it or who don't want to pay $100, you pay your cheap $22. You can read the print on your laptop, your phone. I recommend you don't read on your phone. Reading on your phone is really annoying. I recommend you buy an iPad or you have a laptop. Read it on your laptop or read it on an iPad. That way you see the words. Well, on the phone, it's very annoying reading books on your phone, man. It sucks. Reading on your laptop's fine because you have a big screen. You can read it on your computer, but most people don't own computers these days. Most people have laptops. Read it on your laptop or your MacBook, or read it on your buy an iPad for yourself, a nice like $200 iPad for yourself to read the PDF file on your iPad. Or if you're cheap, you can read on your phone if you want, but on your phone is very annoying reading a book on your phone. You can read on your phone if you want, but most people who are going to buy the ebook are most likely going to read on their laptop. They have a laptop, they'll read on their laptop. Like the university students are going to read on their laptop. They're going to read my book on their laptop. Obviously. So I'm going to make it affordable for you guys. $22 for the ebook. And if you want to get the nice print edition, you can... A nice print. I'm going to get the print for myself. Well, Lulu will send me a free copy of the book because I wrote it, right? If you self-publish, the publishing companies always give you a free copy of the book. So Lulu will send me my free book. Ivan will send you a free book because I've made them their billions, obviously. Ivan will send you your free book. You know what I'm saying? I get my free book, obviously. And most of the book nerds on Lord of the Rings, Reddit, and fans are most likely going to buy the print. Because I always go online. I always see them, like, they always brag about their Lord of the Rings collections and all stuff. Book nerds like having printed collections. But some people might be like, I don't feel like paying $100, man. I want to use this money for other stuff. Like, if you don't want to pay $100, pay the cheap $22. You can read the ebook on your laptop, or your iPad, or your phone, right, or your computer. If you have a computer at home, you can read on your computer. Or you can read it on your laptop, or you can read it on your iPad. iPad's nice. iPad and a Mac and a laptop is nice, man, to read it on. You read the whole book on your laptop, and you order your takeout, and I take you for a ride, and you enjoy the fucking book, man. As I wrote a masterpiece, man, a fucking masterpiece. So good that even all these people who knew my life, like, holy shit, Ivan wrote this, man? Man. Like, Ivan flunked English twice. Ivan flunked grade 10 English twice, because I slacked off, obviously. And yet he wrote a masterpiece better than even J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Yeah, man. Better than George R. R. Martin's Game of Thrones. Trust me, guys. Read Game of Thrones. Read Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? Read Malazan. Read Wheel of Time. Read those books. Read Lord of the Rings. They're good books, but they're not as good as my book, man. Ivan's book is very, very unique. There's something about his book that stands out from the rest. His characters jump on the page. The story is interesting. That he's keeping me hooked. Yeah, because I have the gift. God gave me a gift. I know how to tell a good story. I'm not that intelligent. I probably have a pretty low IQ. I have a pretty low IQ. I'm not that intelligent. I'm pretty dumb, obviously. I'm not stupid, but I'm pretty dumb compared to a lot of people. Like, I can't do movie reviews. I can't do book reviews. Because whenever I watch movies and I read books, I always forget a lot of the stuff that I read in the book, obviously. Like, I read Lord of the Rings and I forget a lot of the stuff that happened in Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings is a tough book to grasp on your first read. You have to read it, like, many times. At least 3-4 times to really, really understand, like, some of it, man. I understand a good, like, 25-30% of it. Obviously. Lord of the Rings is so in-depth that even Peter Jackson couldn't adapt all of it. He only adapted like 20% of what's in the book. Because the world building is so rich and in-depth, and J.R.R. Tolkien's crazy, man. He goes on a tantrum, describing all these lands, all these characters, the history, the door, you know what I'm saying? The trees, the grass, the sunset, the forest, the door, the horse, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy, man. Hence why it's tough to, it's a really tough, Peter Jackson pulled it off, man. He really pulled it off. He pulled it off. He pulled it off. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to go get my tea upstairs. I recommend you you skip the video. I hate when yeah, don't hate me, man. Wait, skip it a good, like, 2 minutes, a minute and a half from now. I should be riding back in my room. Don't hate me, son. Sorry about the wait, guys. Why you guys waited a good, I don't know, 3 minutes? I recommend you skip this video, obviously. I went to get my tea and my bottle of water. My bottle of water. So yeah, so I'll price my book for $22 for the people, all you people around the world who are not rich. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate me, you know what I'm saying? Who make, I don't know, your minimum wage, or 20, I don't know, your 25, 27,000 a year minimum wage. 18,000 minimum wage. And the ones who make, all you guys out there who are making the average like 30, 40, 50, 60K a year, you guys can all afford $100 obviously. Or the ones who are making like 40, 50, 60 grand a year, they can all afford the book for $100. Because most people who make 50K a year, 40K a year, you know what I'm saying? Like, after they pay their bills, they have at least a couple $100 for themselves to spare. At least a good $300 for themselves to spare. For after they pay their bills. You make 40K, 50K a year, you have a good 400, 300. Most people around the world have probably a good like $600 to spare or something like that. $500 to spare. 400, 300, $500 to spare after they pay their bills. You know what I'm saying? And if you make 100K, you're fucking rich. You can easily afford. So the people who make 100K a year all have like a 800, 900, $1,000 to spend for themselves after they pay their bills. They're expensive. They're nice, like $400,000 monthly mortgages. They still have like $800 themselves after they pay because they're making so much money. So I'm saying you guys can all afford $100 for the book. But if you're cheap and you don't want to pay that, you just pay the cheap $20 and read it on your laptop. And I'll take you for a ride. Looking at the best story ever told in motion picture, man. You're looking at a masterpiece that I wrote. Hence why Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson are going to want to get their hands on my story, as well as all the directors in Hollywood. They're all guys like Christopher Nolan. He'll even want to direct. He'll want to get his hands on my book. He might. Christopher Nolan and Quentin Tarantino are even going to send in their resumes too, for the directing job. They're not good for Zanus. As Christopher Nolan, I don't think he's good for Zanus, because he never directed a fantasy movie, and he would still do a good job, obviously, but Christopher Nolan doesn't do fantasy, whereas Peter Jackson's all fantasy. He's into fantasy, and Mel Gibson did Passion of the Christ. He also did Braveheart, too, and all that stuff. He did those war movies, and he's good, too. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, all those directors are going to want to get their hands on my story. Even guys like Ryan Coogler are going to want to get their hands on my story. But something tells me Ryan Coogler, he would have Zanus be like an African thing. He might change. Ivan, what if we change your story and we have the Northern Africans? But look, if you do that, you're going to create plot holes in the story. As it goes back to Osiris and Sapphius and the Selvins. You're going to create plot holes in the story if you do that. Hence why I'm not going to have the Northerns be all black. No, they're all mixed races. White, you know what I'm saying? White, Arabic, black. Mix it up. That way it makes my story unique and you don't have contradictions in the story. You see what I'm saying? My book is so good that even like all the great authors who I respect a lot, obviously, guys like George R. Martin, J.K. Rowling, Stephen King, you know what I'm saying, Stephanie Meyer, who wrote Twilight, you know what I'm saying. I might read the Twilight books. I never read it before. I might read the books, the 4 books that came out. Twilight looks like an interesting book. I might read it maybe. The 4 Twilight books. I've seen the movies, but I might read the Twilight books, obviously. You know what I'm saying. Steven Erikson, Brandon Sanderson. You know what I'm saying? All those authors, you know what I'm saying, the Tolkien estate, the people who Tolkien's dead. He died like 50 years ago, but like all his like grandsons and all stuff who are still alive now, right? His grandsons, whatever it is, and his great grandsons, they're all gonna be shocked. Holy shit! Ivan wrote a better book than even my fucking grandpa, my great grandpa. Yeah, because Zanus is a better story than Lord of the Rings. I want to keep saying this. I read Lord of the Rings, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, I'm going over my book with my younger stepbrother. When I go over my book, I am more hooked reading it than I am reading Lord of the Rings. As Lord of the Rings is a little bit of a drag to read, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of a drag to read, sometimes. It's a masterpiece, obviously. It's a good book, obviously. It's an amazing book. But it's just a little dry and it's a little boring sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But even then, I can't deny the masterpiece that Tolkien wrote. He wrote a masterpiece. His warbling and his characters his warbling and his speech is amazing, obviously. But Lord of the Rings was criticized for being a bit dry. I read online in the comments on Reddit when I looked over forums, some of the fans talk about how Tolkien was criticized for his book being a little dry and boring. Yeah, his book was very over-descriptive. When you read Lord of the Rings, it's obviously a very dated book. You can tell this was written by a man who was not born in our time. He was born in a different era. Tolkien was born in towards the dawn of the 20th century, man. He grew up in a different time when there was no TV. You know what I'm saying? TV came out in like the 20s. So when Tolkien was growing up, he had no TV. You know what I'm saying? He relied on reading books and watching plays and all that stuff. They had plays back then. You know, he grew up in a time before Hollywood even existed. You see what I'm saying? He grew up in a different era than us. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when you read Tolkien's book, he gets a lot of stuff from what happened. Like Tolkien fought in World War I, and you can get some symbolism and some stuff in Lord of the Rings about his World War I. His friends died. J.R.R. Tolkien had friends in school, and they all went to World War I with him, and all his friends died, and he was the only survivor. That's why you can get some symbolism in Lord of the Rings with his life, his friends dying and all that stuff in war. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I read, anyways. Yeah, man, you guys are looking at the best story ever told in Motion Picture, man. And the best movie and the best book, fantasy literature ever written. Not best book, as you can't compare a fucking fantasy book with a romance story, science fiction. I'm not gonna say it's the best book ever written. No, whenever in the past, if I said it's the best book ever written, I meant in the fantasy genre. That's what I mean. It's the best fantasy literature ever written. Better than Game of Thrones. It's better than Harry Potter. It's better than what? Better than all those all those movies. As the Harry Potter movies are amazing, obviously. I only saw the first 5 Harry Potter movies. I gotta watch the Half-Blood Prince. I might watch that tomorrow. I might do a thing where I binge the whole Harry Potter series. Maybe tomorrow I might do that. I'll binge all the Harry Potter movies. Watch all 7 of them. All 8 of them, right? They made 8 movies. I'm gonna binge it all. Because I never saw Half-Blood Prince. I never saw the Deathly Hallows, the part 1 and part 2. I heard it was really good. I enjoyed Harry Potter a lot. Harry Potter was a really, really good movie, but it's not as good as Lord of the Rings. There's some people who like it better. Harry Potter did about the same amount of money as Lord of the Rings. They both all the movies gross about $1 billion. Harry Potter, because Harry Potter is just as popular as Lord of the Rings. Which is more popular, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? I would say Harry Potter is more popular because it sold more copies than the Lord of the Rings. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, the Harry Potter franchise has probably sold close to 800, 900 million copies. There's newer generations of kids buy all the books, right? Just like Lord of the Rings has sold probably almost 500 million copies now. Because it's a newer generation, right? And all the new generations, they all buy the newer editions every 10 years. You see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of books are sold, obviously. My book is so good that even guys like Brandon Sanderson and J.K. Rowling, they might even want to. Hey, Ivan, you want to write a book together? And they're gonna want to write a book with me. Ivan, man, you're fucking creative. You know what I'm saying, if you want to do a prequel, no, we can write together. I'm like, look, man, you're not worth my royalties. I'm not gonna let you do it like that. I'm not gonna have you co-write with me and have you take half my money. No, I'm not gonna do it like that. And what? They're gonna be shocked. Holy shit! Ivan wrote a better book than all our books. Yeah. And those authors had help. They're all traditionally published. They all had help from the authors, from the publishing houses. The publishing houses have editors who helped out all the authors. Because Ivan O'Meara did everything on his own. Ivan O'Meara did everything on his own. Ivan O'Meara did everything on his own. Hence why I'll make my what? Because I'm the son of God and have the keys, I'll make my billions. Ivan, how much you make? I don't know, 14, 13, 15, 16 billion dollars on me. Because most people are going to buy the ebook, right? And so it cuts it down. I'm going to probably make a good maybe 15 billion, 14, 13, 12. 12, 13 is high unlikely. I'm probably going to make 14, 15, 16, 17 billion around there. Off my book. And I'm gonna adapt my story to the big screen. Direct to 4K Blu-ray, obviously, not on theaters. Obviously, you see what I'm saying? I can't release on theaters because I didn't sell. The only way I could release my movies on theaters is if me and VJ build our own theater chain around the world. But to do that, it will cost me billions, like 15 billion bucks to do. I can easily tell VJ, hey VJ, the money that we made off the movie, we can put like 15 billion of our money for The Great Escape and invest money and build a good like 4,000 theaters around all over the world if you want. But it's a waste of money building theaters for just one movie that you're doing. And 4,000 theaters is not enough for a billion plus people. You know what I'm saying? Like the theaters are going to be booked for months, man. Months straight. It's crazy. You have huge overhead costs. You have your building costs. You're being stupid with your money. You're wasting money. Why would I do that when I can just release it direct to 4K Blu-ray on Amazon? It's easier that way. I don't have to worry about all these extra costs. Because the moment you have thousands of employees, you have overhead costs. It becomes crazy, man. And having 4,000 theaters won't work. Because the theaters are going to, and for my movie, the theaters are going to be booked for like 5 months straight, and people can only see the movie one time. You can't see my movies twice because you're looking at a huge line for like 5 months straight, man. Something crazy. Yeah, the theater system won't work for your company, Ivan. It's too much people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Avengers had 200 million people going crazy with the movie, and the theaters all over the world were booked, man. They're all booked. Star Wars theaters, movies for Star Wars are all booked. And that's only 200 million people. For a billion people, it's not enough theaters. To have enough theaters for a billion people, you have to build like 10,000 theaters, which will cost me and VJ like $18, $20 million. You're just wasting money. You pay 20, we'll make our money back, obviously. The ticket, the box office ticket sales, we'll make our money back, and I can release on Amazon if I want to on Blu-ray. But it's a waste of money doing that for just one movie that's getting released. You see what I'm saying?